Alright, so we've got everything installed. We've got all the links measured up and installed on the helicopter. Got the servo arms squared away. Again, like I had mentioned before, setting up the servo arms was actually fairly simple with the use of the little fixing tools. We were able to just run those straight through the bell cranks here to zero everything out on this end, and then it was just as simple as setting 90 degrees on the horns here against the servo. Once I had that there, it was very easy to twist the links so that I got the links to pop on and be equal without any binding here. I was able to get the originally I had these balls in one further than this here, but I noticed when I went through B-Stack setup I was running out of geometry to work with for cyclic setup and whatnot. I had plenty of room to breathe on step J, which is the where you teach it the cyclic geometry for I guess you could call it the FBL gyro limits, if you will. But I had to move the balls out a little bit so I can get a little more throw on the cyclic when we go into step K and L when we set those up. But in the end, it all works out great. I ended up settling on 13.5 degrees collective, and it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, it's 12 degrees cyclic in all directions without any binding. So that worked out pretty well. I got the packs all squared away. I actually added another thing to the receiver here. You'll notice I have this kind of a bind plug plugged in back here. What that is for, here, and I'll show you, and we can do it with this here. Basically what that's for is the AR7100 R that we have on here has a switch plug, I guess a switch port that's built into it, and the way the switch port works is you can use just a regular on-off switch, which we were gonna do. That was one of the things that we were thinking about doing. Or instead of that, what you can do is you can do it by using a bind plug. Essentially the way that works then is that when the bind plug is inserted, no power is applied. You can see here it's not powered up, but as soon as you pull the bind plug, it'll power up the servos. And you can put the bind plug back in and then remove power from the system. It actually works out fairly well. It's a very easy thing to do in the field. You know, I've had a couple of test flights out with this now, and what I'm able to actually do, which is actually fairly nice, is I can wire up the packs, I can set up the receiver, I can plug everything in on the unit here, and then just walk right out to the flight line. And then, you know, when it's time, I can just reach down and I can grab my flag and just pop my my pin flag out, and then I'm good to go. And then I can go flying. And then when I'm done, I can just walk right back up to the helicopter, pop this back in, and then the whole helicopter is powered down as I walk back down to the flight line. And then I can come back in and unplug, you know, all the big leads and whatnot. So it's turned out to actually to work out pretty well. You know, I think Dan had mentioned that he wanted something that's going to be a little bit more ease of use, and I think being able to just grab this flag like this at the flight line is going to be something that'll turn out to be a fairly easy task. But yeah, B-Stack setup was fairly easy to do. Again, like I mentioned before, I went right to version 3, and actually by the time this video comes out, version 3.0.8 is also out, so I'll be flashing that as well on here. It doesn't require any sort of setup changes. It's just a slight change to some of the cyclic algorithms and some of the tail holding and whatnot. But yeah, so far so good. I've had I say probably about 15-20 flights on this helicopter now, and it's holding up great. I haven't had any trouble mechanically. No parts are coming loose or anything like that. I did run into today with the main gear here. It was fairly cold out today, and I don't know if you can see in the video here, but I did strip some teeth on the main gear. So we've got another one en route. We're going to put one of those black ones, install one of the black gears. I'll probably get the black transmission gears installed as well for the tail. And then we'll talk about getting those swapped out too. I haven't had any trouble from the white ones yet. I know some people are apprehensive about that, but they've been working great for me. So again, thanks for watching my build series. I'm glad you followed along with me with this Fusion 50. It's been a lot of fun putting this helicopter together. We used great components, a lot of great manufacturers involved here, and I know Dan's going to look forward to seeing this back on his bench anytime soon. Alright, so thanks for watching.